Hello there. Today I'm going to talk about something that you may find surprising, the claim that English has no future tense. You may be wondering, well, gosh, how is this possible? I mean, don't we talk about the future in the English language? And the answer is certainly we do. But the analysis here, which I'm taking from the Cambridge Grammar of the English Language, makes a distinction between form and function. So the form of a word is, for example, what verb tense it is in this case, or it's part of speech. Its function is what it does. So English certainly has the function of indicating the future time, and in fact we have several ways of doing it. The one that you're probably most familiar with that you learn in English grammar classes is with the modal auxiliary verb will, as in we will have a quiz tomorrow. You've probably also learned, sometimes they call this the immediate future tense, or the proximate future with be going to, as in we're going to have a quiz tomorrow. And you can even sometimes use the present tense to talk about the future time, especially if it's some sort of a planned event or a regular occurrence. For example, our flight leaves at 9 o'clock. So those are ways of indicating future time in English. So if will isn't the future tense, well, what tense is it, you may wonder? Well, the answer is that it's just the present tense of the modal auxiliary verb will. And this makes sense, because now a sentence like she will see you fits right in as present tense with the same sentence with any other modal verb, like she can see you, she may see you, she must see you. All of those are called present tense, but when you get to the modal verb will, you're supposed to call that future tense? No, this way, at least you can call it a present tense just like any other modal verb. And furthermore, now we have a name for a sentence like this. Hank didn't realize he would be dead in 3 hours. So, would, that's the past tense of the modal will, but what's it doing here? Its function is to show a time that's in the future relative to some other time that's in the past. So it's a future time that is still before the present time, but it's ahead of this past time. And what do you call this? The future within the past, or the past future? Well, no, now we have a nice name for it. It's just the past tense of will, followed by this base form of we. And by the way, the name for this is saying Hank doesn't realize he will be dead, and then you change this to past tense, Hank didn't realize he would be dead. This is one of the functions of past tense called back shifting, but more on that in another video. So, one problem with thinking of will as a present tense is, well, you've learned it as the future tense. It'll be hard to think of it as the present tense now. Well, that might be true, but I think you can get used to it, and if you do, you have the benefit that things will make more sense. Now, what about the fact that other people call it the future tense? Well, that's okay. You can even call it the future tense yourself if it's convenient for you, and when other people call it the future tense, you'll know exactly what they mean. But if you ever start to wonder about some of the questions I raised earlier, now you have the knowledge, and you can think of it as present tense and have a somewhat more consistent view of how tenses work in English.